Brian Conley has spoken out after his EastEnders character bid farewell to Albert Square after being arrested during Friday night's episode. Rocky Cotton was shocked to police after he set fire to the cafe earlier this year, in dramatic scenes which unfolded following Christmas Day's Sixmas special, which saw half a dozen show favorites involved in a night of heartbreak and killing. It was revealed in September that actor Brian would be stepping down from the BBC soap after 2 years, and this week the 62-year-old's exit storyline has finally played out. During the Christmas Day episode, fans were left reeling when Keanu Taylor was killed by Linda Carter as he tried to strangle Sharon Watts after she ditched him at the altar and refused to let him see Albie. Earlier that day, Sharon had decided to call off the wedding when she found out that it was Keanu who was part of a kidnapping plot for Albie, prompting her to admit that the youngster wasn't actually Keanu's son. After Keanu faced off to film Mitchell intense scenes and discovered Phil was the dad, Keanu then headed to confront Sharon at the Queen Vic. This came after the Six had already knocked out Nish Panesar as he went to attack wife Suki. On Tuesday's episode, after hatching a plan to blame Keanu for what happened to Nish, the Six characters dragged Keanu's body wrapped in a sheet of tarpaulin and buried him in the cafe. They thought the secret was safe and came up with the line that Keanu must have gone on the run, until Rocky dropped a bombshell on Wednesday's episode, revealing he had tried to get into the Vic on Christmas Day before passing out drunk. On Wednesday, viewers saw him say, "Kath, I remember what happened and what I saw last night. It was Sharon, I saw Sharon, I think she must be helping Keanu, she was stood outside the cafe, in her wedding dress, then she went in. Why would she do that? I think she's hiding something in there, I'm going to find out." And on Thursday Rocky told Kathy he had a gut feeling she was in trouble, and then his suspicions grew when Ian Beale arrived home, revealing someone had taken a sheet of tarpaulin from his skip. Rocky, with a now jogged memory, said, "Ian talking about tarpaulin, jogged my memory. You and Sharon outside the cafe, that is weird, but why was Stacy and Denise carrying a bit of tarpaulin across the square?" Later, when Kathy told the rest of the group what had happened, Suki suggested that they report Rocky to the police for starting the fire at the cafe in a recent storyline about his debt problems and gambling addiction, meaning his focus would be on his own plight rather than them. Kathy was originally horrified and said, "You're asking me to send my husband to prison, for life?" But on Friday night, Kathy and Denise started looking for evidence to prove Rocky was behind the cafe fire after he refused to let his suspicions go and grilled Stacy about what had happened at Christmas in the Vic. Denise and Kathy soon found the evidence they needed after discovering Rocky had been browsing insurance payouts, which were still on his search history the day before the fire. Rocky was then arrested at the Vic for criminal damage by fire, where life was endangered. Kathy then managed to visit him at the police station, where she encouraged him to face the music and not fight the charges, claiming it would allow them to be free of it hanging over them. Thinking it was Ian Beale who reported him, Rocky then shared an emotional goodbye to Kathy, where she promised to wait for him. Rocky was in tears as the show ended, and it's still unknown if that was his final appearance. But, as reports The Mirror, actor Brian has now seemingly confirmed it's the end for his character. Taking to social media after the episode aired, the star shared a picture of himself as Rocky, writing, "Well Rocky, you pretended to be Sonia's dad, had 2 heart attacks, married Kathy Beale, met the King of England, your best mates with Harry Redknapp, you blew up the cafe, and had a pet parrot called Jasper. Gonna miss you, you old rascal. X."